What's up, YouTube? I was getting some comments in the fishing videos asking if it was possible to have more than one person fish, so I set out to make a base that would allow more than one person to fish in the same ramp. For just a little bit more stone, you are actually able to incorporate a second person, and if you really want to group fish, you can do it with 4, or even more if you're willing to pay for the base. It can get a little bit pricey. I was invited to Restoria US Maine by somebody in my Discord who wanted me to make a 4-person fishing base for them and their clan so it could fund some of their attack helicopters and really anything else they needed for the white. I did have to build it in the snow, which had a little bit of challenges on it, but I was able to provide what they were asking. One of the downsides is you do need a tier 2 workbench in order to get an ore switch, allowing 2 buttons to control 1 door. But if you're in a group, I assume you can do this no problem. I'll leave a link down in the description and on the screen right now if you want the original base design and how to build it. In this video, I'm not going to show you how to rebuild the entire base. This is just to show you how to place extra fishermen in your base and how to do 2 versus 4-man base without getting into too many of the details. Without further ado, let's get after it. In order to add a second person to your base, it is quite simple. All we need to do is build a second story because you guys can fish from atop of each other. What we're going to do is just kind of close this off with the second story. Add a roof. You can add some way to jump up if you want. What we're going to do is place a button here. This will need to lead into an ore switch. I believe the only downside to this is a T2 switch. So we're going to have both buttons going into A and B. Power out going to your door to power in. Now that allows the bottom guy to have access to a button, and the top guy to have access to the same door. If you do have 2 people fishing above each other, you guys are going to have to take turns going. Right when the door closes, the other guy can fish at the same time. This does work pretty effectively. As long as you guys are just waiting for each other to open and close the door. So right when I open the door, and then I close it, your partner will be able to throw, open and close the door as well, right after you. And just continue that zipper effect. Just like that. Now, in order to build the 4-person fishing base, we're going to start the exact same. This base is going to be a little bit more expensive. It is mirrored on both sides with the ramp in the middle. So I already have this built out. We're going to have the same starting as usual. This being high, this being low. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing as the normal base. We're going to have to remove this square right here. And we're going to be left with this. Now this low triangle and this high one directly across from it, we're going to upgrade that to stone and build 2 walls. We're going to go ahead and put the TC on it. I like to put it long ways, kind of right in the middle. Lock it. What that allows us to do is come down here and now start breaking twig. We do need to get rid of this one. This is what we're left with. Now off this low triangle, we need to put a low square. And you could go ahead and get rid of this. And this needs to stay. Now we need to mirror it. just like that. Now we're left with this. This is mirrored on the right and left, allows for 2 people on the right and left to fish. I'm gonna even it out. Since this is mirrored, don't forget to either have your underwater door right here or have it above ground, doesn't matter. This is the setup for the single base. Now we need to mirror it. Just like that. And then go ahead and mirror it all the way up. Now that you have everything upgraded, you could do the second layer later. The only difference is we need to come down here to the low foundation, put a frame half wall, and then our floor. There you have it. Now everything is exactly the same. What you do on the left, just do it exactly the same on the right. It all matches up perfectly. I'm not going to completely build it out for you guys. Watch my last video on how to build the version 2 of the base. You just copy paste that to the left and right side and you'll be fine. You can see on the right, this is about 19,000 stone. I think it goes up to about 22,000 stone, 22K to pay for the whole base, which is a little bit on the expensive side, but to have 4 people fishing around anywhere from 2,500, maybe 3,000 scrap if you guys are real good per person. Up to you to decide if it's worth it. I do think your best bet is probably going with the 2-person fishing base, more consistent and a lot cheaper to build. You guys made it this far. I appreciate it. Thank you. Till next time. Peace.